It's important for two reasons. The first reason is that international community should keep the standard, achieved standard of international law, which is provided for in the Charter of United Nations from 1945. And we cannot allow to lower this standard. And therefore, all states which are committed to peace order in the world should help Ukraine to resist this unlawful attack. And of course, it's important also for Latvia, but not only for Latvia, for all European states, for all NATO states, for all states of the European Union, because it is a gravest violation of sovereignty of a democratic state, and therefore, for the reason of solidarity of all democracies, which we should support Ukraine. And in comparison with our GDP, Latvia is in the first place in the world in support of Ukraine, military support, economic support, of course, political support. And I think all states which are lawful and which want to keep the standard of international law, there is only one decision: to support Ukraine.
Do you think that the international community has a different perception of the conflict because they're not a part of the eastern flank, or does the eastern flank just think about what's happening in Ukraine in a different way than the rest of the world?
I think all European states are thinking in the same way, because, of course, it's the first time after the Second World War that we have a war in Europe. But it is, as I already said, that it is important for all states in the world to stop such kind of aggression. Because if we would allow such kind of aggression, then it could happen everywhere and everywhere. And everyone or each state would be in danger. And therefore, I think it is for all United Nations member states, but of course for European states, for all democratic states. Our task is to support Ukraine so that Ukraine can win the war. Winning the war means to liberate all territory, the whole territory of Ukraine.
Okay, let's talk about that. What do you think Ukraine needs right now in order to win the war? Because there's economic assistance and there's also military assistance. What is lacking?
Yes. For the moment, the most important thing are weapons, because Russia is preparing an offensive in February, in March, and Ukraine should have enough weapons in order to resist this attack, this offensive of Russia. And we will also give additional weapons, we Latvians, but of course there are decisions in the last weeks from United States, from other European states, to give more weapons for Ukraine. So for the moment, absolute priority is military support, military assistance. And then, of course, also economic assistance, because Russians have damaged heavily infrastructure, Ukraine economy, and of course we should help Ukraine also in economic terms, but also we should give also humanitarian support for the civilians in Ukraine.